Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Happy to have you with us. On today's show, we're going to talk about trade rumors involving Sidney Jones. We will break all of that down here in just one moment. Before we get to that, though, here on Seahawks Today, we are in the middle of a like battle this week with our Lions channel. That is Lions Talk. And Micro Mike and Company, they do an incredible job, but we want to beat our Lions channel in likes this week to show that the Seahawk fans are the superior fan base. So go ahead and smash the like button on today's video, and we'll get started with today's show. We begin with Sidney Jones, as Pro Football Focus is suggesting that the Seahawks trade Jones within the division to the Arizona Cardinals for a 2024 fifth-round pick. Now, let's break that down. You may be saying to yourself, wait. Trade away a starting caliber corner within the division? All right, let's settle down here. Here is what Brad Spielberger of Pro Football Focus had to say about this idea that he came up with. The Seahawks re-signed Jones this offseason to a one-year, $3.6 million deal after a strong conclusion to the 2021 campaign for the former second-round pick out of Washington. Serving as a full-time starter from Week 11 through the end of the season, Jones' 80.6 coverage grade ranked 12th among cornerbacks, with his 20.7 forced incompletion percentage 5th, and his 0.47 receiving yardage allowed per coverage snap 4th. Seattle has elected to fully embrace the youth movement across the entire roster, especially at cornerback, where rookies Tariq Woolen and Coby Bryant have both played far more snaps than Jones. Jones was a healthy scratch in Week 3. This move would be very similar to Seattle's trade of cornerback Witherspoon to the Pittsburgh Steelers last offseason, shortly after signing him to a one-year, $4 million deal, with the Seahawks recouping a 2023 fifth-round pick. Jones, like Witherspoon, has the draft pedigree and stands at least 6 foot tall, making him attractive to most teams across the NFL for that alone. So there you have it. That's a lot to digest there. But trading him to Arizona for a fifth-round pick, and remember, when the Seahawks brought Jones in, they gave up a sixth-round pick. So in this trade scenario, yes, it wouldn't be immediately. You'd have to wait a year, but nonetheless, it would be a gain to get a fifth-round pick out of him. And we haven't seen much of Sidney Jones this year. More on that here in just a second. Before we do, though, your turn to be the GM here on Seahawks Today. Should the Seahawks trade Sidney Jones? If so, type T for trade. If not, type P for pass. This is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. While the ad's playing, get your votes in. Type T for trade. Type P for pass. Here's the reality. The truth of the matter is, this Seattle Seahawks team doesn't need Sidney Jones. He is not a part of the long-term plans for the Seattle Seahawks at this point in time. I mean, let's be honest about that. He is not the long-term solution for this team, and we've already seen them play without him, right? Here's more of what Spielberger had to say from Pro Football Focus about this situation. Arizona's quarterback group has the lowest collective grade of any team this season by almost a full 10 points, ranking dead last in coverage grade with a 38.5 mark, in 30th in run defense with a 30.8 mark. This trade would take place between two NFC West teams, and so we've accounted for perhaps a slightly higher price tag given the intra-division components. And I know that's another part of this, of trading within the division with somebody in Arizona here, but let's be real with you here, folks. This is about a cornerback. This is not a Russell Wilson, or it's not a Jimmy Garoppolo. This is not somebody that is going to be a huge difference between wins and losses, quite frankly. It's not the end of the world to send Jones within the division. The track record for Jones He is the Super Bowl champion, previously played for the Philadelphia Eagles as well as the Jacksonville Jaguars, and was traded to Seattle last year for a 2022 sixth-round pick. The last 4 years from Sidney Jones haven't been that great, as you can see here. Prior to last year, he was held to under 27 sacks for 3 straight seasons, or tackles, rather, the last 3 seasons. Last year, 66 tackles, did not have an interception, and you can see on that list there, has not been able to play a full slate of games in that stretch either for any of those seasons. The Seahawks cornerback depth chart, where things stand right now, Mike Jackson, who barely made the team, has had a breakout performance. He has earned one of those starting cornerback roles. Tariq Woolen, we've talked about him a lot on this channel, has been really good as a young rookie, stepping in, a former fifth-round pick. And Coby Bryant, of course, the fourth-round pick, has filled in that nickelback spot. You've had some injuries to Sidney Jones, as we mentioned, Justin Coleman, and you're still waiting on Trey Brown, who should be back soon as well. To me, I think that Sidney Jones is a guy that shouldn't be an issue moving on from him because you have other options, quite frankly. So, say it with your chest here on Seahawks Today. How confident are you in the Seahawks secondary right now? If they were to make a move, if they were to move on from Sidney Jones and roll with what they have, how confident are you with this group? Scale it for me 1 through 10. Let me know in the comment section how confident you are in this Seahawks secondary 1 through 10. Let me know in the comment section below. Got a great deal that we're offering Seahawk fans here on Seahawks Today, courtesy of our friends at Fanatics. It's a T-shirt, long-sleeve combo. Look, I know that we're all feeling good right now in T-shirts, short sleeves, but before you know it, you're going to need that long sleeve as well. So might as well get 2 for 1 and save 25% off right now while supplies last. It's all in one place, chatsports.com/Seahawks combo to get yours now. Start saving today, 25% off now, chatsports.com/Seahawks combo. For me, this would be a good trade. It would be. If you went from giving up a 6th-round pick and getting a 5th-round pick back, and then also be in a position where you're really young anyway, where you're building for the future, to me, that would be a win for this Seahawks team to move on. And going forward, adding to the draft capital, look, next year, in 2023, you have 2 first-round picks, and then you have your 2nd, your 3rd, your 4th. 2023 is a full gauntlet. You got 9 picks again, just like you did this year prior. And so I know that there's the sense of urgency, right? We all sit here and say, well, I wish it was a 2023 pick. Well, in the case of 2024, you're back to your normal slate of picks, right? The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You don't own anyone else's picks. You haven't given up any of your own either. So if you can start to load up that draft class too and build the draft capital there, to me, that's a win-win. I would like that to be able to not only be in good shape for this draft, but also for next draft as well. I'd be for it. I would be in favor of it. Nothing against Sidney Jones, but it feels like he's already been replaced, essentially, at this point in time. So I would be in favor in the trade of moving on from Sidney Jones as far as I'm concerned. Before we go, got to know from you guys, whether it's trading off Sidney Jones and trying to bring in another player, who is somebody the Seahawks should trade for? Who's somebody on that trade market they should be looking to bring in? Let me know in the comments section. Give me one name that you're looking at that the Seahawks should consider bringing in to this Seahawks roster. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything in between. I'm all in one place, at Tyler Jones Live. You guys can follow me there. Love talking about your Seahawks all the time there as well, and we'll see you next time here on Seahawks Today.